Hello everyone, I'm Brittany, also known as Dreamy Princess XX, and I would like to welcome you to my channel. So, a little bit about what is going to happen. My channel is going to be basically turned into a vent channel. Anything that you might have that you want to talk about, anything that's problematic that you need to just get off your chest. If you want to vent, I will have an email account set up. If you would like to share your stories to anyone, I will also have an email account set up for that, and they will be posted somewhere on the screen. So with that, I will continue. I am going to be sharing my story, showing you the vulnerable side of who I am, and I think with this background music, it's a lot of relaxing things. It'll give you some peace and understanding, and it'll help me to stay on the calmer side of things, which is kind of necessary whenever going over some of the topics that we might cover. Things that have happened to me, things that have happened to other people, things that have happened because of other people, and though some of them are sad, most of them have ended up changing my life for the better, and I want to share that for people to know that just because something bad has happened does not mean that it will stay bad, because I have since then forgiven most of the people involved in my life. I have learned how to cope with things in safe ways, and not saying that medicine isn't special and it doesn't do its job, but for the most part I've been able to do it without medications. So I think talking and getting it off of my chest may encourage some of you to talk and get things off of your chest. By the way, I'm not naked, I'm wearing a tube top. But continuing on from that, my channel, what I'm anticipating all of my videos to be like, if you can see up here, we have a video running. I will be drawing more or less as the main focal point of the video, just where you can have my talking as background sound, and I want to draw something that kind of pertains to what I'm talking about, or something that is on my chest for that day when I draw. And then in addition to that, I just started doing digital art on my iPad, and I know that it's gonna look not the best. That's okay. I completely understand that I can't make perfect art every time. And I've actually already drawn this video. This video is drawing, and I was able to condense a 2.5 hour drawing into about 16 minutes. And the difficult part about that is, while I was drawing, which there is a note in the video, while I was drawing, I realized that my phone, or my iPad, was no longer on airplane mode. So I turned airplane mode on, and it stopped recording the video that I was doing. So I had to re-screen record the time lapse of the video, because I could no longer go back to where it stopped. There were some things that I had gone back and changed, and it stopped the ability to undo and then redo. So there is a note, but the quality did drop quite a bit, and I do apologize for that. But I will kind of give you a little bit about me. I am 26 years old. I'm originally from Louisiana, and now I live in Wisconsin. So, big move. I made that this year with my family on January 1st. So, new year, new state. And I have 2 little boys and a wonderful husband. He is my best friend, and I would not change him for the world. But a lot of the things that happened in our family, in our relationship, and everything along those lines happened because of the things that have happened. So, again, I will say, this is me being vulnerable. This is me saying bad things can happen. That does not mean that they will stay bad. My life would not be what it is had those things not happened. So please do not feel sorry for me for the things that we're about to go over at all. For every video that I know will cover a topic, like today's video will cover bullying, for every video that I know will cover a topic that could be a trigger, I will, 1, post a disclaimer before I begin talking about it, and 2, I will put trigger warnings in the description. That will be the first thing in the description bar, so as long as you click that down arrow, you will see that that is there. Because I don't want to make anyone feel like they're not safe. And I wish that I would have had someone that I could talk to before, whenever I was younger, because talking really does help you get it out. Once I was able to start talking about some of the things that happened to me to people rather than like a therapist, I really learned that being able to talk helps you, I guess, reevaluate, because you can sit there and think, okay, did I really do anything wrong? You replay that over and over when you're trying to tell someone that is trained to talk you down. And that's not fair to you. If you're talking to people who just sit and understand, then you're gonna realize if there were little things that you thought about more than if you're coerced into the conversation. So in the event that you have something you want to talk about, like I said, I'm coming up with those vent email and that share email. Feel free to use them. By all means, I will be here. I will listen. If you want to talk, let me know. If you don't, that's fine. If you just want to send it just to get it out, like a letter that you just write and then light on fire, let that be that email. I'm 100% okay with that. Because there are people out there who have degrees, which is so sad. They have degrees but won't listen. They're just going to tell you, oh, well, this is what happened. Or, okay, well, maybe did this happen and you're just not remembering that? Like, sure, there may be some things that aren't true about what you've gone through. But in your mind, they are. And even if you need to tell someone your story, what happened in your mind, let it be that. So I'm not 100% sure where we are in the video. I will give you a little bit of insight and then we will get started on my story. Today's word is issue, and I chose issue because my first story that I really wanted to talk about happened when I was in 4th and 5th grade. It kind of varied between there. So 2004. I was a little puny, like, mousy girl who was in 4-H and beta and dancing and the honor club, which was our elementary school's, like, honor roll kids, basically. And I had a girl, we're gonna call her Tina. I had a girl named Tina that was just very mean to me. She picked on me a lot. And I weighed, this is not totally relevant, but it does make sense. I weighed probably about 45, 50 pounds, and I was in 5th grade. And I was about the size of a pre-K or kindergarten student. Well, Tina was about the size of an 8th grader. So I was scared of her without her even talking to me. In 4th grade, 3rd grade, This is just a very small little snippet of third grade, so it doesn't really matter too much. But in third grade, she took my workbook out of my cubbyhole, wrote that the teacher was a B word, that I didn't even know that word yet. So my teacher kind of knew it wasn't me, but also I got in trouble for it. And then put my workbook back in my cubbyhole and went and looked at it, like pulled it out and said, "This is on Brittany's book." And I got in-school suspension for it. It was super fun. But I was also like a goody two-shoes, never got in trouble kind of kid. And then in 4th grade, she was just kind of starting to be a bully. And then 5th grade came around. I started dating someone. This was my first boyfriend. I was super excited. And Tina got very upset that, one, I had some attention from a guy and she didn't, and 2, that I kind of just wasn't concerning myself with her. Well, one day she came and pushed me on the playground while we were at recess, and my teacher saw her and she got in trouble. And the teacher called me to the side and said, "What happened?" And I was like, "Nothing, I was just playing," and she pushed me. So I wasn't trying to like instigate anything. And then the next day, or whenever she got back, because she got in school suspension, the next day whenever she got back, she told me, "So I just want you to know that I don't appreciate you, and I think that you should cancel your magazine subscription to my magazine because you've got too many issues with me." And hence issues. It was just not, it's not an okay situation for me. I got really scared because she told me that if I didn't leave her alone, she would punch me and we would fight, and I'm like this big in comparison to her who was like up here. And like I said, you're mousy, you're scared most of the time. So my mom and my dad thankfully both worked at the school. Rather than tattletaling, I was like, I'm gonna go tell my mom, see if there's anything that we can do about it. So I go and ask the teacher, I'm like, "Can I go talk to my mom? I need to go see her. I don't feel good," or something. I made up an excuse so that I didn't have to tell on her. So I went and talked to my mom, and I told her what was happening, and she told my dad, which was very nice of her to do. And my dad went to the principal, which I wasn't expecting it, but also at the same time I kind of was, because he wanted to take care of his little girl. And the next day she got in trouble, but I was kind of worried about it. Well, a week later, the principal called me into her office to let me know that they were switching my classes, and I was going to be in one of my favorite teacher's classes instead of my homeroom that I was already in, that I liked the teacher but not quite as much. So then my favorite teacher ended up being my homeroom teacher, who I was with most often. She was the teacher that did all of the ILEAP testing for my class. I literally, like, anytime we had like testing days, I got to spend all day with that favorite teacher of mine. And everyone else thought that like I was just being a suck up or like a teacher's pet, but she was really just a nice person, and I really appreciated her for the things that she did for me and like pushing me to be a better student, because she told my mom 2 weeks after ILEAP testing, scores came back in and I got advanced and mastery in all of my sections. She told my mom that she actually thought that I wasn't going to finish the test because I was just sitting there like this, like doing one question, and then I'd just sit back and I'd kind of think about it, and then I'd do another question, but like, we developed a relationship that now I know if I need anything, I can call her and she will like write letters of recommendation for me. She is like a friend to me, And that happened over 15 years ago. Like, there is nothing that I could have done with the girl, but that situation really helped me get to having a relationship with a teacher that I didn't expect to have. She was there for me. And no one else really believed in me anyway, because, like I said, I was just the baby of the class. But, so my story was just kind of to ease myself into the things that we're going to talk about. So, I would like to invite you to go to my Twitch channel, which is twitch.tv/DreamyPrincessXX. Also, my Instagram is DreamyPrincessXX. And I have a Discord channel that I will link down below if you would like to join that Discord channel. So, on that note, I think we should be about done with the video. I hope that you have a wonderful night. Sleep well and dream sweet dreams. Bye, my little dream squad.